Hello everybody, welcome back with some Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. You guys know Shadow Flam. Him and I had a Wi-Fi battle about, I'd say, a week back now. And I had 3 objectives in this battle, which was get all my hazards out, be able to successfully use Baton Pass, and enable Trick Room when I can and if I can. So we're going to start out with me sending out Fortress. He's my master hazard man. Stealth Rocks, Toxic Spikes, and Spikes with an explosion, but if I had rapid spin, I would have been able to get rid of his Stealth Rocks. I didn't think it was going to be that big of a problem, but it turned out to be a pretty... It's not like a big problem, but like kind of a problem once it gets like, I'd say halfway through. Once we get halfway through this video, you'll see. If he tries to Stealth Rock me, it doesn't hurt me that much since Fortress is kind of a tank. I get my Toxic Spikes out, and I'm able to get at least 1 layer out that time. He uses another Stealth Rock. It doesn't affect me again, so I use another... I got both layers of my Toxic Spikes out, and I'm using Spikes. I'm trying to get all 3 of those layers out. He uses Stone Edge again, and him and I are on Facebook message talking, you know, and he's like, oh, I didn't know you could get multiple layers of Spikes and stuff out, and I was like, yeah, you can. So he thought you could use it with Stealth Rock too, but... unfortunately for him, that actually led me to be able to get my 3rd layer of Spikes out before my Fortress died. So, of course, he's my tank, little tank right there. He's gone. So, couldn't Explosion. That was my last move. Couldn't Explosion him. So, I got all my hazards out. Objective 1 was complete. So I had to get out Mawile. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna get Mawile out. Use I can't remember what move I used. Oh yeah, Power Punch. So I can get the +1 to attack, and I Mega Evolved him at this time. And I was thinking, oh, maybe Mega Punch was going to at least get him down all the way out, or at least halfway, but it didn't get him halfway. I was kind of surprised, but then I was like, oh, that's whatever. You know, his Stone Edge shouldn't hurt my Mawile that much since it's Rock type. And then he tried to Sandstorm. I don't know what that was trying to accomplish for that. But I used Play Rough. I finally hit him, and he's down. So... his Gigalith is out, so we're down 1-1 each, and he sends out his Butterfree. Now, I didn't really expect this to become a problem. So, you know, my Spikes dug into him, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna start getting my stats up so I can Baton Pass to my next Pokemon. What I didn't expect was he was gonna use Whirlwind, so that threw me off completely. I couldn't use, I couldn't carry my stats over to my Ninjask. And you see the Spike, or the Rocks really did cause a problem for Ninjask. And he went down less than half because of the Sandstorm and because of the Spikes. Even with the leftovers, he couldn't get all the way, at least above halfway. I used Swords Dance. I was like, oh, maybe I could still try and get it to, you know, as to where I could switch out to my next Pokemon but via Baton Pass. And he Poison Powdered me, and I was like, oh, that shouldn't be too big of a problem. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm hurt by the Sandstorm, and I'm hurt by Poison, and I'm just like, you know what, I want my Ninjask to be alive at least, so I Baton Passed here. Well, not the next round, I Baton Passed, so I'm like, okay, let's see if my Ursaring can do anything, but he Whirlwind again, and I was just like, okay, that just threw me off completely. Couldn't get my Swords Dance with Ursaring out, so he Whirlwind my Ursaring, so I couldn't get any type of moves out on him. Now I'll show you why I wanted to use Ursaring for my Baton Pass. I'm pretty sure a decent amount of you know why. He Whirlwind into Mawile, so the Spikes dug into him, and I'm just like, okay, sweet, Sandstorm's over. The Spikes are still there though, so I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna take out his Butterfree. Took out his Butterfree, and I'm happy. I'm like, yeah, alright, sweet, I got his Butterfree out. And then he sends out Heatmore, and I'm just like, oh god, I don't think I want to deal with this right now. So, I believe I Baton Passed, or I just switched to Ursaring. And thank goodness for those hazards, they got him down to half health. So I Baton Passed to Ursaring, and I'm just like, okay, let's go Ursaring, you got this. And I didn't expect him to switch out with Heatmore, because Heatmore could at least, or the next turn, he switched out with Heatmore. Because Heatmore is faster than Ursaring, and he used Flamethrower. So he could have gotten Ursaring out kind of quick, since I'm pretty positive he's faster than Ursaring. So I'm like, okay, let me just Flame Orb, Facade, Guts, up ×2 with the attack, and Facade does more damage with status infliction. So I'm like, okay, he switched out to Blissey. I'm like, okay, his HP tank, and I'm just like, oh crap, I'm gonna have to deal with this. So I'm like, okay, the spikes and all that hurt him pretty well. Let's see if Facade can kill him. And then I got him down to 0, and I'm like, yes, okay, I got his main tank out the way. And I can't remember what he sends out here. Oh, and Metagross. I didn't think Metagross was faster than my Earthring, but it was, and I was really surprised. So I couldn't get another Facade off before he died. And I'm pretty sure I'm saying the move wrong anyway, but I don't care. I say it how I want to say it. He hammered on me. I was just like, okay, you got me out. And his speed fell that time. I'm just like, okay, I wish it was just, you know, I wish he could get one move off before he died. So I'm like, okay, Gothitelle. You know, this is the first time I used Gothitelle, so I'm like, okay, let's use Combine. And let's see if I can kill that Metagross before it takes out my Gothitelle. And, you know, thank goodness I was able to do so. So he uses Meteor Mash here. After I get that off, he uses Meteor Mash, and I'm like, oh god, that might get me, and thank goodness it didn't. I was really, really scared. And seeing as how I had Rocky Helmet, that helped me out, contribute to his death. So yeah, critical hit also helped me out. I was thinking that if I didn't have Rocky Helmet, I wouldn't have been able to kill him with that Thunderbolt. Now he sends out his Garchomp, and this is where it gets, you know, kinda interesting and hard on me. For a quick second, you know, I'm like, okay, he's gonna Mega Evolve him, but I got my spikes and all that hurt and everything. He Mega Evolves him, and I'm like, my Gothitelle's too slow. She's gonna die. He or she, I don't know what gender it is. Let me see it. Let me see what gender is it. What gender is it? What gender? Oh my goodness, what gender is Gothitelle? Okay, a guy. He. I don't know why it's a he. Anyway, but he dies, and I'm like, okay, I have no other choice but to send out. My Rocky Helmet actually did quite a bit of damage to his Garchomp, so I send out I think my Mega Wow, thinking, you know, it's either a gamble. Either I'm going to go first and hit him with Play Rough, or he's going to use Earthquake or something. He had Dig, which I was really, really happy about it, because if he had Earthquake, my Mawile would have been dead. My Mawile would have definitely been dead. So I'm like, okay, his Garchomp's underneath, it's getting hurt by poison. Alright, let's send out Ninjask. He's going to die anyway. So, Ninjask is down, and you know, poison, the spikes, or not the spikes, the Stealth Rocks really killed him, you know. I'm like, okay, that's not that big a deal. He used Dig, it didn't hit anything. So I'm like, okay, let's send out Dusknoir. Let's see if I can get my Dusknoir to use Trick Room right now, actually. So if my Dusknoir at least gets like 1 HP or whatever, and his Garchomp somehow survives the poisoning, you know, I can send out Mawile, and it's slower than him, so my Mawile will be able to kill him and his last Pokemon, Heatmor. So he finally got off Trick Room. Objective 3 complete. Objective 2 was fail. And we actually had two battles this day, and the first battle was really close. I'll tell you that right now. You guys can see this right now. It's a really, really close battle. I had 2 left over, thank goodness, and my hazards were able to kill his Heatmor. I didn't have to do anything at all to him. Poison, spikes, Stealth Rock, you can name it. I had it out. And I got him killed, and we are going to go over to the next battle. So here's the next battle. The lineup is Mawile, Earthring, my same team as normal. He just changed his Garchomp and a few others. I can't really remember his exact team, even though I just saw the freaking batch. And he was thinking, oh, maybe I should use a poison type, you know, it'll help me out a bit, but we're going to see if it does or not. So I decided to start out with Mawile this time, so I can at least get off of Play Rough and Iron Defense out before he either one kills my Mawile or does something, sends out some Pokemon that I won't be able to handle. He sends out Gigalith like normal, or like the first one I should say, first match, and I Mega Evolve immediately so I can get as much stat boost as possible. I use Play Rough to at least weaken him as much as I can. Gets down way less than half. He uses Stone Edge, and I'm surprised he didn't use Stealth Rock. Who's honking outside? Jesus. And I was really surprised he didn't use Stealth Rock, because that would have really thrown out my thing out of whack. So he used Explosion, which I really didn't expect. And he kills himself, barely does any damage to me, thank goodness to that Iron Defense. I mean, he did quite a bit of damage, but not like a lot. So, you know, I survived for another day. And he sends out his Nidoking as to where he can, you know, use Toxic Spikes. He puts down 1 layer. I get a quick Iron Defense off. And oh no, I did a baton pass actually. Excuse me, I was completely wrong because I can't remember. This is legit a week ago or a week and a half ago. So I sent out Ninjask, you know, so I can get the speed boost and Swords Dance out. And he thought, I think Veno Shock also does physical damage, so it didn't really help. It helped that I had Iron Defense, so I didn't get damaged as much as I normally would have. So he used leftovers to eat it up, and I'm basically just stalling with Ninjask, if you really want to think about that. I'm just protecting Swords Dance, protect Swords Dance, protect Swords Dance, just completely stalling out. You know, he's getting frustrated, like, why is he doing all this? I could tell because I was talking about Facebook, and on Facebook Messenger, and he's getting, you know, I think he was at least getting kind of mad, or annoyed at this, so I'm just, Swords Dancing, and just protecting. He's like, why? He's probably like, why is he doing this? Or he probably didn't even know that Baton Pass would give the stats over to the next Pokemon, but I can't say for sure that he didn't know that, but I think he did. So he's probably doing his best to stop that, but he didn't have a team set up enough, or not set up, but like ready to be able to stop and prevent Baton Pass, like he did with that Butterfree. So here he goes, Mega Evolves Kangaskhan. The first time I ever fought Mega Kangaskhan, I'm like, okay, maybe his attacks just boosted, you know, maybe that baby, I don't know, gives him more power since he's out of the shell or something, out of the pouch. He tries to sucker punch me, but he fails. I have absolutely no attacking moves on my Ninjask. I just have Protect, Swords Dance, Substitute, and I can't remember that fourth one. I don't think I used the fourth one at all. Yeah, Substitute goes out, he does Dizzy Punch, and it takes out my Substitute, of course. But then again, this is all just a big old distraction anyway. So it fades, I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then he hits me, I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And then I realize that Mega Kangaskhan gets 2 hits for like punching moves or something, I don't know. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. I believe I did another Protect here to get more speed boost out. I did Protect again, got more speed. He Dizzy Punched again. I Protect myself. More leftovers, some more health. And I believe I Baton Passed right here. I'm fairly positive because he would have got me out anyway. So I Baton Passed right here to Mawile. So my Mawile could play rough with him and Iron Defense some more. And then I'll send out the last one to OKO his whole team. Or at least not the rest of his team, I should say, not his whole team. So he Sucker Punches me, it doesn't really do that much, that does like absolutely nothing. And even with that double hit, it doesn't do anything. I use Play Rough, killed his Kangaskhan, 1 hit. His Kangaskhan's down. And I decide to Iron Defense since he sent out Nidoking. And I knew that since it's Fairy Steel, his Poison types would really have no effect since they don't have effect again anyway, since he's mainly a Poison type, or not Poison type, mainly a Steel type Pokemon. Seeing as how in Sapphire and Ruby he was just Steel type. Steel and Dark, I believe, I'm not fairly sure. But he got out 2 layers of Toxic Spikes. I just Iron Defense. He tries to Veno Shock me, I believe. And it didn't even hurt me, and he got really mad at that, so I Baton Passed to Ursaring, and this is where the fun begins. I'm just going to let you guys observe the annihilation that takes part right here. As you already know, he knows Facade, that gives him the double damage on that move because of Status Affliction or whatever, and he's poisoned, so my Flame Orb I don't really need Flame Orb at all, and his Guts gives him 2 times to his attack stat. So it's just murder from right here. I'm sorry, Shadow Flame. Didn't mean to shame you here, saying it was just murder, but it was a good battle anyway. You weren't prepared for. I know you weren't prepared for the Baton Pass. At least I don't believe you were, but yeah, I think Baton Pass is probably one of the. It's like one of the smartest, but also like kind of the cheapest. Like, you know, it can be the smartest and the cheapest, but I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna use it. And I'm surprised it actually was faster than the Kabutops, and I got the Facade off, and it's not even effective, but it still 1-hit kills him. And then he was very mad. He was like, WTF does Facade do, man? Just tell me. I'm like, just wait till we're done. And he's just tell me now. It's no use anyway. And seeing as how he has Blissey out, I just OKO him as well. And, you know, the match ends with that. And it was really good fight, you know. And maybe I'll do more of these, who knows. I'll see you guys later, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.